Hey, let's go! Cause I'm feeling like I'm running and I'm feeling like I gotta get away. Better know that I don't and I won't ever stop. Cause you know I gotta win every day. Really wanna pop me. Just know that you will never pop me.
First of all, before we get into this video, hope you like that little edit. I wanted to try and make a transition where I'd go in circles around the character and it would loop around. Couldn't really do it in Vegas, but yeah, I tried my best and that's pretty much all I could do, but I do think the little edit came out well and I hope you enjoyed it. It was just something fun that I did in the background. So this video, as you could probably guess, is about Blackout. I just wanted to give a few opinions on how I think Treyarch should have and could have pretty easily changed the Blackout map more so than what they've done, and how underwhelming pretty much it has been over the year. Before I really get stuck into it, I'm going to give an opinion, or I'm going to give a thought, that even when Modern Warfare is out, Blackout is still going to get updated. We don't know if there's going to be a Blackout equivalent for Modern Warfare, if that is the free-to-play aspect, or if there's another free-to-play aspect that we've yet to find out. But I still see Blackout being updated with guns, I still see it being updated with textures, season changes, and hopefully map changes. And with that being said, I do think that they've done a bad job changing the map. I'm obviously going to compare this game to Fortnite because it is the standout battle royale game that everyone plays and pretty much got everyone into liking the genre of battle royales, excluding the likes of H1Z1, PUBG, DayZ and all the rest. Fortnite is pretty much the game that really gelled battle royales into what they are today, and how microtransactions and game releases actually work nowadays has actually changed because of Fortnite. And because of that, you just got to talk about it and compare these games to that. So with the likes of Alcatraz being a separate map, I do like that it's a separate map, but I do think they could have also added it to Blackout somehow. You know, rather than having Hijacked and Nuketown there, you could swap out Nuketown maybe for Alcatraz, or just have Alcatraz somewhere else underneath Cargo or something. Or there's a huge space above construction site there where you could put it. You know, it's just little things like this where I think Alcatraz should have been also added to the normal map and make it bigger. But what Fortnite is doing is they're taking places out and they're adding places in. All Treyarch have done is added Ghost Town to a part of the map where pretty much nobody goes. The ring is there every so often. I think I've hit Ghost Town maybe 5 times in the time it's been released on Xbox. Most of the time I'm spending it inland in Firing Range, Array, Rivertown, train station. Those are my prime locations. I'm only hitting the States at the minute because I have to get Reznov's hat and get his 200 meter kill, which has taken forever, might I add. But there's just little things they've missed out on. Like, for instance, the construction site. Why is it over all these periods it hasn't actually been constructed? The things that they've not thought about and not actually... They've added 2 extra houses to where the 6 houses were near construction site. They've added houses near Firing Range where it was just barren land where you just running for ages. You know, they blew up the hydro dam and it got flooded for what, out of 4 weeks, and now everything's back to normal pretty much. Hijack for some reason went up north over to construction site, and now it's back down south near Nuketown. Doesn't make sense really, but it's just little things that they really have missed out on. Like, moving Hijack isn't that difficult if you're just making a map. It's just literally move this to here. Additions of stuff in the map, now that's different because you have to change the full terrain. When it's just a boat in the ocean, it's not really that difficult. When it's just a crate off a ship into the sea, it's not really that difficult. Things like the construction site, like I just mentioned, they could change the train station for a bus station, let's say, and have Asylum mixed with transit, and you could have the transit bus going around a certain little area with the denizens or something, and the cornfields around the place where you could take damage, and it wouldn't make it as easy to get the bus. Or something along those lines. They could make it darker in that certain area. What I didn't like in the previous Operation Spectre was the fact that the sun was always in the same spot, and where every time you looked southwest, it was just always blinding your eyes. Because the sun was always just in the one position at the same height in the sky, so it was just light shining straight onto your character. You couldn't see a thing. Like, for instance, since they added the offices over by Hydro Dam, you could also say they've upgraded that so you can make a full CIA building with a helipad and with another chopper landing space, so you can have more choppers on the map. Like I said, you could have the bus stations instead of the train station. I know the literal island kind of has to stay the same, I get that. But changing the foliage and changing the seasons, I don't think it's enough. Turbine could really be changed. Nobody really goes there. It needs to be freshened up in my opinion. What you could add there, I don't know. You could maybe upgrade it so it's actually making, you know, the jets are actually being made. Buried, you know, very good zombies map. in a very shit location on the Blackout map. Same as the standoff map. Those two were pretty much very well made, might I add, but just wasn't thought out in the location. Nobody goes there. The ring is hardly ever in that position. I don't think I've had a ring down on the right bottom side of the map. I genuinely never hit Ghost Town on the final ring. Like I said, only landed there a couple of times because it was hot and new. Fracking Tower and Factory, I don't like them at all. Factory was nice when it was flooded because you could hear people running around a bit more. Fracking just is not a good part of the map. It's just there to fill up the map. You could change Fracking Tower for something else. You could change Factory for something else. You could maybe make a pier like that is in Rivertown over in Factory. A big pier with ships, with more cargo, more boats, maybe jet skis. These little things that they just haven't thought about, and it's really annoying me that the likes of Fortnite have done this and do this every single week pretty much, or every 2 weeks even. And even at that, you're going at 100 times more changes to their map than there is on this Blackout map in the last 6 months. I could think of so many more ideas to change this map that would actually fit the map well and that would actually change the flow for the better of this game, but I don't know why the devs don't do it. Again, I get that changing the map structure and the terrain and all that is difficult and it can change the flow of the game for the worse, but I think you have to test it out. Maybe you can have a beta map on the PC and let the PC players try it out before you bring it to the actual map on the Battle.net servers or something like that. But there's so much space on the sea on the left side of the map. There's so much barren land in the middle between train station and construction site. There's the campsite and the little huts. They're just places to loot for when the ring, you know, comes in a bit further into the middle of the map and you have to get loot. When you compare the Fortnite map to this, the Fortnite map is bigger for starters. There's more high profile places to land. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Call of Duty, I love this Call of Duty and I love how it feels, how it runs, but Fortnite just do it better. Like I said, Alcatraz being a separate map is good because you can have just one small map for rushing and getting kills and respawning and keep going and going and going and just warming up pretty much. But Blackout, it could have been added to Blackout, it could have made the map bigger, it could have made somewhere else to land. Yeah, more people might die at the beginning of the game, but that's a risk you have to take. And I do think that the map is just bland. It's just really bland. Like adding a few little barbecues around the place and balloons and decorations around houses for days of summer. They could have done so much more. But like I said, when Modern Warfare comes out, I do think Blackout will be updated. Maybe more often when Treyarch have more time on it. But if the rumor is true that they're working on quote unquote Black Ops 5, I don't think it will be called Black Ops 5. But if they are working on Black Ops 5, since Sledgehammer Games have dropped their interest in the next game, then I can see Blackout and Black Ops 4 just being pretty much put on the shelf and Treyarch working on the new COD when Modern Warfare comes out. I hope that's not the case. I hope they get a separate team, maybe just a smaller team to work on the map, because once Modern Warfare comes out, if they have a Battle Royale, I don't see anyone playing Blackout. Obviously, unless they don't get Modern Warfare. So my question for you guys is, what would you like to see added or changed in the Blackout map? Comment down below. I personally think Factory and Fracking Tower could be either combined for one new place or scrapped entirely and, like I said, added a boat pier or something. I think construction site should be actually constructed. I think train station could be moved to a bus station like I said earlier on. You could probably make that right side of the map zombies related and have Verrucht over there as well. Just a thought. The point that I'm making is I don't think this map has been improved on enough. I think it won't be, I don't think it will be improved in the future, but it should. And I'm disappointed in how this map has turned out, how this actual mode has gone from such a hype like Fortnite was to such pretty much a low, not in terms of gameplay and in terms of fun and in terms of time spent on it, but just in terms of manipulation of the terrain and changes to the map pretty much, and new additions to the map. Freshness needs to be added to this game, I do think, and that's where I'm going to end this video. Thanks for watching, comment below. See you later.